All right, we're gonna try something new here with my camera. Haven't done this before. We're gonna try to record a video while we're driving using my new Bronco mount that I just got. So the cool thing is the Bronco is equipped with a port right on top of the dash, which allows you to mount a camera on it, which is really, really cool. So now I could drive and do some YouTube. And I thought today I would talk a little bit about the Astro A50X, which has been really doing a pretty heavy marketing campaign as of late, trying to get people to invest in their product. They sent me a couple emails on it, and I know the product has been out for a while. There's a lot of reviewers that have it. Shockingly, I guess my channel isn't big enough for them to reach out and to ask me if I wanted to try it out, which is okay. I had done a lot of reviews on the past on the Astro A40s and some of the settings that you could do with the mix amp. I was a huge fan of the tournament ready A40 set. I had that headphone set for a very long time, and if you recall, I jumped over to the Shit Hell 2 setup, a wired setup, a little bit different, and I've enjoyed it ever since. It's actually worked out really, really well for me personally. I plug it directly into my TV, and I use an optical to get the signal in, and whatever I am playing through my TV acts as a pass-through. So it works on my Nintendo Switch, it works on my Xbox Series X, and it works on my PlayStation 5 without issue. The trade-off is it's wired. So you have a wired headset, which some people don't like. They like the convenience of a wireless. But the nice thing is, because of the wired, you get significantly better quality than you would ever get with a wireless. And it has the ability to plug in pretty much any headset that you want into it to make it work. So if you have your favorite headset, you could plug it in, it doesn't matter. I had to get an external microphone for it. That's the only trade-off for me. I have a little lavalier microphone that I use that I plug in externally into the Shit Hell 2, and it works just fine. So a little bit more wire setup, but to me, the significant trade-off is the sound quality, and it's got a really, really good profile to it. Shit makes amazing, amazing products. It's got a massive driving impedance, which allows me to get some of the higher end headsets on there. I'm currently using a higher end Sennheiser headphone. So I get a lot of really rich sound, and I really like open back as well. And I really like that high impedance driving sound, and it sounds amazing to me personally. But I understand a lot of people don't necessarily like having more wires. It was definitely more consuming in time and in setup to make it look nice, because you have wires everywhere. I had to run wires all around the perimeter of the room. I had to tuck in slack underneath the couch. I had to tuck in quite a bit to make it actually work in a really nice way. And I get the drawback of wireless, or I get the drawback for people having wired is that exact reason. They can't get a nice setup in the way their house is set up or their room is set up. So wireless is really the go-to for a lot of people. It's super easy to use. You plug it in, it's convenient, all that wonderful stuff. So that's why when the old A50s were out, I was very surprised that Astro never really invested time into figuring out how to modernize things. And it was a really simple fix. It took them a very long time to do. It actually took Logitech buying out the Astro company to kind of modernize them. Recall that for a long time, Astro was trying to push everybody to use these really stupid converter boxes. I did buy one. It was a little signal box that allowed you to convert the signal from their old system into kind of a newer HDMI system with the HDMI splitter. But as a lot of people started to evolve into PlayStation 5, into the Xbox Series S/X, the game started to increase in resolution and in frame rate, and 4K 120 hertz television kind of became the norm for a lot of gamers. I definitely fall into that camp, and I can't, if I have an option to play at a high frame rate, I'm always going to take it. So for me to be handcuffed by kind of a slower technology to allow me to use my headset was actually kind of stupid. So a lot of people like me went over to other solutions. Again, I went to the shit hell. A lot of other people went to Creative or to other solutions as well. Finally, for, you know, like I said, it took them long enough. Astro finally did release the A50X. Now, the A50X is basically the same form factor as their A50 wireless solution, but they now have a switching base down at the bottom, and it essentially acts as an HDMI hub, which allows you to plug in multiple inputs. So now you can plug in your Xbox, your PlayStation, and a PC, or anything else you want that drives off a USB signal. You could swap it out for a Switch. You could swap it out for a legacy console. It doesn't matter. And that is a single port that plugs into the back of your display, and that is what allows you to switch between multiple inputs. Now, I'm not one to try to break up the signal. I would rather have the most pure sense of a signal. I want the console to plug directly back into my television. I don't want to go through an HDMI splitter where the signal can get degraded or lagged or compensated in any respect. I want the most pure signal that I can get. And a lot of people who are into high-end video will agree. They don't want necessarily something to plug through to bypass the signal. But Astro A50X says that with their new hub that they have, it does support HDMI 2.1, and it also does support 120 frames per second, which means if you're playing the latest Call of Duty or Halo or other games that drive a high frame rate, you will not be punished for using their product. And that does sound appealing to me, because even though it is a splitter and everything's going to plug into it, at least this way you have everything going in through one single box with the new standard, which in theory should work significantly better. Now, again, I haven't had a chance to try it. It's $400. That's the trade-off. That's a lot of money. I think that there are people out there who are probably going to invest in this. Obviously, there's a lot of reviewers that have it who are talking about it and what they like about it. And of course, as with all free kind of reviews, they're all overwhelmingly favorable. But the reality is that, you know, there is definitely probably something wrong with it, or at least it's not as perfect as it seems. That's why I would like to get my hands on it, because I'm not going to be a biased reviewer. I don't know if I ever will. So if you have had a chance to check out the A50X, leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Additionally, keep in mind that because it is breaking the signal, there are a lot of people like me who might not be that interested in it, and it may cause some deterioration of frame rate or performance, at least visually, from what you expect. If you're looking for more of a pure signal, this solution might not be for you. Additionally, because it took Astro so long to get their acts together, a lot of people like me have already gone on and bought other things. I already have the shit held. I already have a nice pair of Sennheisers. I don't necessarily need another new headset to try. I do love what Astro did. I think their equalizer settings are some of the best. I've always thought Astro has a very crisp sound, and there's a reason why Astro has been the official partner for so many esports leagues for so long, because they do it right. That said, they might be a little too late to the game on this one. I don't know. And additionally, when you think about the fact that we are well into the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series SX generation, to finally release a product supporting that is not very forward-thinking, because we know that PlayStation is on the verge of releasing the PlayStation Pro, or whatever they're going to call it, and Xbox has been teasing their greatest hardware evolution in the history of evolutions, and I have a feeling they're going to try to push higher frame rates and higher resolutions that HDMI 2.1 may not support going forward. You may end up getting a new standard at some point in the future, and your $400 headset is going to become obsolete. So, weird time to release a product. I'm still excited for it, but if you are somebody who's looking for a different solution, this might be for you. That'll wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.